fam? Coach Rome here. Get up, get out, and get active podcast. Here today with my little brother Stephon, my boy, man. Also someone that I built a relationship with at the company that I previously used to work for. So before we get started, I always like to ask a question. So before you introduce yourself, first question I got for you is like, what was it like when I was managing?
All right, so when you were managing me,
and you can keep it real. Always simple, you be honest.
It was, I'll probably say, because I came from BG and then you.
Shout out to BG.
So BG is like that sergeant. I feel like you was very low key and just very relaxed. And plus, you had it made, bro. You had me, Nia, Dre,
yeah.
All managers at some point.
Yeah. I don't like working, man. If I get somewhere, if I get some talent, I don't got to work.
I mean, but yeah, I would say it was very chill and relaxed. It was a fun environment. And plus, we already had that community by the time you got there. So it was nice because BG already prepared us for you anyway. So
yeah, for sure.
You knew you'd be a good fit for us.
Sure, man. So before we get started, what I always like to do is just introduce yourself to the people, and just after you introduce yourself, let's just start like from the beginning. So like, where you from, where you grew up at, etc. like that.
All right. So Stephon, obviously, I grew up in Washington Township, Gloucester Township beforehand. Moved to Washington Township. Played football, ran track, captain, played for the USA football team. I fell.
So how'd you get? What you mean the USA football team? What you mean by that?
So, you basically had to try out. So they had these development squads. We had to try out.
Yeah.
And you get a letter in the mail basically, and you always think, you know how you play sports, right?
Yeah.
So you always think like, oh, they just want money, they just want to grab.
Yeah.
Well, I looked into it. I was like, oh, this is for real. So yeah, I looked into it. We went to Ohio. We went to North Jersey first. Then I made the team, and we went to Ohio, and we just did scrimmages, played each other.
How did they find you?
I guess film, because when I was there, we had different college coaches that were actually basically there for practice, and they were coaching us. So I was talking to like the university main head coach. He was like, "Yeah, your profile came across my desk." So I was like, "Oh, all right, I didn't even know that," because we used to use Huddle all the time for like our film and highlights. So I'm assuming that I guess a coach saw me that did USA football, and I guess that's how they found me.
And this is from your high school highlights?
Yeah, this is high school, yeah.
Okay. So, like, what age did you start playing football?
I didn't start till high school.
For real?
My mom was scared to let me play. I had to convince her for years. Like, my brothers, they played basketball when I was it. And I had to convince her for years. And she only let me play corner. But then they found out that I was good, and I played running back, corner, receiver. And she was mad, but I never got hurt. Like, serious hurt. So she was cool with it.
So how'd you pick up so quick that you started getting letters in the mail if you only started playing in high school? Did you play like growing up in the neighborhood?
Oh yeah, I played in the neighborhood. My dad used to play baseball. We're an athletic family. My mom, she ran track, and she was in the pen relays and PA.
Oh shit!
So like, I come from an athletic family, so that's why I was like, I just want to play football. I just want to play football. So
that's so what you do growing up? Like what sports you play growing up? Nothing.
Not a thing.
That's crazy.
Not a thing. But I knew I was athletic because at elementary school we used to play during like recess and stuff. Yeah. And I always was like either the fastest kid out there or the most athletic kid. So that's why I was begging my mom. I was like, let me do it. And then eventually my dad convinced her, I guess.
So when you said your mom ran track for the Premier League, what she run?
She ran same thing as me, under 400. She didn't like long distance.
Oh, so
she did all the relays because she went to Lower Merion. So she was out in PA.
Oh, so your mom from PA?
Yeah, my mom's from PA. My dad's from Camden.
Oh, how the fuck they meet?
Church.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to the same church.
Yeah. All right. So when you did track, you did. What'd you do though? 100s, 200s?
So I did anything under 400. So 100. So I did winter and spring. So I did 100, 55, 200, the sprint medley, which I would just run like the either 200 or 100 in that.
Right.
And then 400. And the 400 was probably my best. Even though I hated it, it was my best one.
Bruh. So you did the 400 hurdles?
Nah,
just the open?
Bro, I couldn't do that.
I
couldn't do hurdles.
Yeah.
My boy did it. I kid you not. He jumped over and tripped. I'm sitting on the sides just watching.
Yeah.
And he was trying so hard not to laugh because he was about to just fall.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that. That's not for me.
Bro, when I tell you, I always tell people like, because I played basketball, baseball growing up. Track is the hardest from just the outside looking in and trying it. Like not trying it, but like actually going to the track with people that run. That's the hardest shit.
Bro, you got to practice every day.
That's the hardest shit in the world.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I got hurt more in track than I did in football.
Did you like on the initial or like the post?
Like just the wear and tear on my
body. The wear
and tear,
yeah.
The pressure you put on your joints, how much you practice, all you're doing is running. And all the explosive movements you're doing. I remember I pulled my groin I hurt my ankle. I twisted my ankle. It's just like it's so easy to get hurt in track. Nobody realizes it's a demanding sport.
Yeah.
And I could have went to college for it, but I couldn't fathom going to school for engineering and then waking up at 5 a.m. to run and then doing it again at night. I can't do it. It's not for me.
So in high school, you ran all through high school, 9th grade.
So I stopped in 12th grade. So I stopped in 12th grade, I stopped playing football midway through 12th grade because, and the people that are familiar with Washington Township, it's a lot of things I was dealing with.
Yeah, okay.
So I just ended up going through some rough times with my teammates, my coaches. My coaches let them break in my locker. It was rough. So I ended up just walking away from the team because I was like, if y'all gonna treat me like this.
Both sports?
Well, I just associated the whole school with it.
Oh, okay.
I was done. So the football season was before the track. So when that happened, I just was done. I just put my head down with the class, and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, it was rough. Because even the schools that were looking at me, my head coach reached out to him and tell him, like, "Oh yeah, he's not into it. He's not. His work ethic sucks. I'm a captain. So you're a captain. You
for real
like this?" Yeah. Once I found that out, because one of the recruiters texted me because I was supposed to go to a visit the next day. He texted me and he was like, "Yeah, your coach said this about you. So I'm sorry, but we won't pass." And that once I found that out, I turned my equipment in. I was like, I'm done.
Yo, that's crazy how grown ass man would do that.
Woman man. Crazy. I got him the job because the AD sat down with us because we went through a head coach each year. Now, which sport are you talking about? Football.
Okay.
We went through a different head coach each year, and then we were trying to figure out a head coach. I was like, yo, why don't we do our OC? I said he's smart. I had a good relationship with him at the time. And then I don't know what happened. It went downhill after that. And so I graduated in 2019. So this was 2018, 2019, right before COVID. And this is when certain things were happening in the government, and then it just went in shambles after that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Damn, that's wild. That's super crazy. So yeah, I think I had went to the track I went to the track before, and we did this workout where you do first you warm up, whatever, do all this warm up. Do you walk? I think you jog a 400, like a light jog. You basically like slight, almost there walking, and then you do 200s. Now I didn't know what any of this was. Like shit, like okay, we're gonna run from half the track, and then we're gonna walk to the start point, and then go again.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that 4 times.
Walk 200 and then did it
4 times.
Okay.
Now mind you, I don't run.
Right.
After the first one, I'm like, how many more of these we got to do?
Yeah. So what we used to do too, what was even worse, we used to run 100, walk back 50, run another 100, all the way down to the starting line. So it'd be nice because you got a little break in between.
Yeah.
But then 50 nothing.
That's
nothing. So you walking back like, already, and you gotta take off.
Yeah.
Because the coach looked at you, and I was a captain in track too.
So you the one that got to lead, like
I was running the practices most of the time, so I had to lead. I remember one time my coach got so hot at everybody because he was like, "Yo," he said, "Why y'all moving so slow?"
Yeah.
So he called the girls team over.
Yeah.
And he was like, "If any of them beat you," he said, "Y'all got like," I forget what it was, but it was some crazy running. I was moving on that track. I was like, I'm not letting them beat me, but these dudes, they were still moving slow, complaining. I'm like, yo, y'all don't like pick it up. Like, what are you doing?
Yo, that shit was the hardest thing I've done in a while. We did we did that 4 times, walk 100, and then did another 4.
Yeah, no. And that's like a warm up. When we was practicing, that was it. Then we do that. Then we would actually start doing like our
the 8 200s is a warm up.
Basically, yeah. Like when I was in high school, that was a warm up for us. And then we would pull out the baton. Then we would start practicing.
Oh no.
Yeah. Then we would race each other. It was a lot.
But yeah.
It was fun because in high school you're not thinking twice about it. I'm with my friends, whatever.
Yeah.
But then after a while you're like, yo, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, as senior year, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I can't do this.
No, and then no like 800s, not like that.
I'd say I'm not. After 400, I'm not going any further.
Yeah.
400 was it for me. I felt like I was dying then.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can go like the cross country. All respect to them. I can't do that.
Yeah, I went to Penn Relays one time, and I saw they was doing like a 1600.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the sprint medley. That probably was part of the sprint medley.
Yeah.
They'll do like a 1600. They don't have somebody do like an 800. Then somebody will do a 400, 200.
Yeah, it was like they're just bringing them out. It was like 200 race, 100 race, 400, 800, 1600. And I'm trying to think what was the longest one they did that day. I think it was something longer than the 1600.
If you watch college, they'll do some crazy.
This was what was this called? This was an event they had, not over the summer. It was a little bit before. It might have been the summer.
It was out here.
It was at Penn.
At Penn.
It was at Penn, but it was adults though. It wasn't. Oh man, what was this joint, bro? It was. If I say the name of the event, you'll be like, oh, I know what that is. I forgot what it was called.
I
forgot what it was called. But it was a famous woman that was there that everybody knew that she ran at the Olympics.
What's
black girl?
Shakari?
I think.
Shakari? I know you're talking about. I forgot her last name. But
so she was there. Everybody stood up. I don't know why everybody standing up.
The dreads?
No, she didn't have dreads.
Oh, then you might be talking about somebody else then.
She didn't have dreads. But everybody stood up, and I'm like, what the hell is everybody standing up for? They're like, oh, she's famous. I'm like, oh, she's famous. Okay. But yeah, that was trackers, man. That shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah, track is probably the hardest sport I ever played.
Yeah.
I just thinking back to it, it's just get nightmares thinking about it. All you're doing is running.
Yeah.
You know, after school, you just like, oh, I gotta go run. Like, it's literally, I gotta go run.
That's it.
There's nothing in between. Like, I gotta go run.
So the transition from there and then college, what college you go to?
So I went to Keystone College. I tried football again because I was like, all right, let me just do it. It was
now, where's that at?
That's up in La Plume, PA, near Scranton. So that's
near Scranton,
up North PA. Damn. It was like 3.5 hours away.
Yeah, you up in the Poconos, basically.
So yeah. It was nice. It was a nice little like trying it, living in a dorm, living on campus, away from home. It was nice, but then in school for engineering, I'm like, am I really going to, like, how far am I going to take this? It's a D3 school. How far am I going to go?
Yeah.
So I was like, I walked away from that because I was like, let me just focus on school. And that's what I ended up doing. And I ended up transferring to Stockton because I was like, there's no point in me being out here.
Yeah, that's down AC.
Yeah.
And
that's like 45 minutes away from here. So.
Yeah. And what made you pick Stockton?
So I wanted to go to Rowan originally,
Yeah.
but their engineering program was full. So I went to Stockton because they have a good engineering program too.
Yeah.
Do 3 years there, and then 2 years after I figure out if I want to do like civil or mechanical. And I can go to Rowan after that.
Yeah. And what made you pick engineering? Like, is like something that your family do?
If you ask my parents, anybody, they'll tell you when I was a kid, connects, Legos, all that.
Yeah.
That's all I would do. I would just put together toys.
For real.
I even have a whole bunch right now.
Yeah.
Like solar powered STEM toys. I still do it to this day.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know. That's the one thing that keeps me calm. I love it. It's my passion.
So everything in the shed you basically did yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even that playground right there you see.
Yeah. So what was you gonna do with it
for engineering?
Yeah. When you what did you think you wanted to do when you graduated?
So I want to do civil engineering, I think, just because I want to. Like,
and break that down. Civil engineering, what's that?
So civil engineering is like the roadways, the bridges, the buildings. That's what that is basically. So I want to do that because I want to have more hands in what you typically see instead of like mechanical, be more machines, more of like the animation parts of things of how they work. So I think I'm leaning towards civil, but I got a bajillion kids now. So
yeah.
So school is kind of like hard to get to, especially
because you still got more. You will have to do more.
I still got a little bit more to do. I probably could get an internship somewhere if I really, really dug deep and wanted to.
Yeah.
But I just got to figure out if that's something I want to do in the future.
Hey, what you mean? Like, because you got to have like a master's or really.
So I would give it's a dual degree in physics and engineering, and the type of engineer I would pick. But I feel like, I know that you have to have a certain amount of schooling done before you can get an internship. So I'm at that point where depending on the company, certain companies would bring me on as an internship, but it'll be low paying until I get that experience, and then I can move on. That's that.
Yeah. So you did that, and then at what point did you get into fitness?
So fitness, I started that when I was in high school. So I always had younger athletes and my coaches. So I always would tutor, and I always would help younger.
Tutor like academically?
Yeah, academic. And then I would help kids too in sports, whether it be track, whether it be football, whether it be even soccer. They would ask me to help out just because they knew how athletic I was. Yeah. So I was like, hey, can you help out these kids? Can you give them some extra time with doing X, Y, and Z? Yeah. So I did that, always did on the side. Even when I was in college, they would ask me, like, when I came back home, they were like, yo, can you do this? Can you help out with this? Just because I had so many connections, because my old coach, he actually was a part of the USA football team. He was from Salem. And then my other coach was from Millville, and they won states. He was a DC for them. So he always would ask me to go to different schools and do different things. So
this is why you was in high school?
This is when I was in high school. Well, no, this is when I was in college.
So
when I come back home, they ask me to do different things. So then my mom's friend actually, she was like, yo, why don't you become a personal trainer? He would love it.
For real?
So I was like, personal trainer? Like, I never even thought about it. What do I need for that? So then I did some research, and I was like, oh, all I need is a certification. I already know what I'm doing. So if I get a certification, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
One certification led to another certification. And then I ended up at East Sporta in Summerdale.
Okay, that was
right on the corner from Voorhees.
Okay, I remember that.
It was before Voorhees.
You was working there?
It was the only gym that really gave me a chance.
That shit like a ghost town, that bitch.
It was a lot of like old heads. I actually have a lot of connections from there.
For real?
Yeah, a lot of people that are in Voorhees now, or even people that
they used to train.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, I had a good following over there. So then I left there once Voorhees opened. And
so you left there once Voorhees opened?
Yeah, because Voorhees wasn't open at the
time.
But
you wasn't at pre-sale.
No. So I left.
I was to say, I remember that.
Like December.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I went there in like December, And it was funny because I applied, I think, when I knew they were opening, but then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stay at Sport or whatever. It's cool. I like it here. But then I forget what happened. I think I just saw the gym going downhill, and I was like, all right, I don't know where this is going, so I gotta get out. So then that's where I met BG. And he basically hired me on the spot when I did my interview.
You just walked in? Oh, he called you or something?
Nah, so I applied. Bruce called me because BG was out that day. Crazy, right? Bruce called me.
Oh, shit. So you was there that long?
Yeah, he asked my availability for an interview, so I came in, and that's when I met BG. And then me and BG kind of clicked right away. And then when he hired me, I came in, and every day I was in his office.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
it
was like I learned everything I learned was mainly from him because I got the confidence from him.
Right.
I already knew it, but just hearing it from him and him telling me every day, like, you know what to do, or him just giving me that reassurance, it helped me out to be the fitness manager I am today, really.
And now, when you were already getting clients at eSporta, right? You already. So what was the transition like when you first started as a trainer? What was like I guess I would say not the hardship you went through, but what was like the struggle part in the beginning?
So eSporta was really slow. So the only thing I would say was a struggle part was probably just understanding what to do because they just threw me out there. So I kind of was just like,
all right,
like yeah, what am I supposed to do? Like,
like,
what do you want to work on? Like, is this the right way I'm doing it? It really just, it didn't help my confidence, and it kind of just made me just stay where I was at and not level up because I was I really don't know if I'm doing it right.
I'm doing it right, yeah.
And then eSporta, the way they had it was the fitness manager would do the assessment. Yeah, and if they bought, they would pass them off to me. And that was basically it. So my first time meeting was the first session. I have no idea, no clue who they are.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, so what do you want to work on? And then kind of like that. It was so crazy because I remember I was scared to go to the machines because I didn't want to do those wrong. I was just staying on the turf. I was like, this is where I'm comfortable. This is where I know. Yeah. That's where we stayed.
I remember when I first started training, it's like you always get this nervousness of like, I don't want to hurt this person. Yeah. When you first start training, or you be like, can I push them a little bit more? Like, so I think in the beginning, everybody's like that.
And you got to think too, I'm coming from athletes. Now I'm training the average Joe. I'm training Miss Jones. Who don't know nothing about nothing. Right. She here because her doctor recommended this. So now I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, what if I mess up? She go to her doctor and he said, I'm doing everything wrong. Yeah. Like, so it messed up. It didn't mess me up, but it just didn't help me grow. It just kind of kept me where I was at because I just didn't know if I was doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like when you were at Edge, when you were training, how were you able to break through the point where it's like, because I know when you first start training, you getting clients, losing clients, and it's kind of hard to like maintain the business. So like, at what point did you know you was like, all right, I got it. I'm able to like maintain the business. I got my 20, 30 clients. I'm good.
I think what helped me was when Dre left, that's when I switched to morning. So I took over.
You was at night at first?
Yeah, I was at night at first.
Oh, so that's why when I got there, you was like,
you never would see me, yeah.
Or your schedule was like, why you work morning and night?
Oh, yeah, that's why.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I kept the night clients, and then it ended up building that book.
I remember that, yeah.
So, I think when Dre left, that helped my confidence, and that helped me just understand, like, oh, I got it, because those clients I canceled ended up signing back up because of me.
Yeah, I remember that, like,
Oh, all right, like, I am doing something right. Yeah. And that kind of helped my confidence and just helped me, like, all right, I got it.
Yeah. I remember that. And then, like, so what would you say? Now, there was a period where you were training, but you had left to go do something else.
Yeah, so I left to work with my my brother-in-law, actually. So he's at a different company. He's like engineer focused. Yeah. So I was in there. I was in his department, but then I was working as a temp. And then something happened where they realized their budget was messed up. They had too many temps, so they laid all the temps off. Yeah. So I got laid off like a week. A week after I switched. I'm like, what did I do? I was like, what did I do?
You fucking kidding me?
I didn't tell nobody that. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I should just stay where I was.
I should just stay where the fuck I was at.
But they have such a good relationship with the owners of the company that they got me back in. But when they got me back in, it was more of like a financial position. Yeah. So I was more of a business analyst. So it wasn't the engineer side anymore. So it was cool. They called me the CFO of my department. It was a new entity within the business.
So what were you doing?
I would do POs. I would create.
The fuck is PO? What was that?
Like purchasing orders.
Okay.
I'm buying things from companies big, like just think construction vehicles, basically. Okay. Things like that, tools that we would need for the job, because we were supposed to be doing fiber wire. So you know how right here, these poles, and the wires hanging out, we were supposed to be doing that. Yeah. So I was the person behind the scenes buying everything we needed. And then talking to the vendors to make sure that, the payments are coming out on time, the invoices are right. Yeah. Making sure that when we got audited, all the inventories in there. So that way we wouldn't get fined for anything. Yeah. So I was doing all that behind the scenes. And they called me the CFO of my department. And then it got to a point where I was like, all right, y'all not paying me enough. I was still getting paid as like a temp, a little bit more than a temp.
Yeah.
And I'm doing all this work.
Yeah.
We just passed the audit because of me. Like, if I wasn't here, what would happen?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, and they called my bluff because I was like, either you pay me more or I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I'm in Westchester.
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm taking a hike here, and then that's when I think when I was deciding between I wanted to leave or not, that's when I hit you up or you hit me. I don't remember.
No, I had posted something on Instagram. You was like, "Yo, what's good with that?"
Yeah, it was trainers. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do that." So I did that 3 days a week.
Yeah,
and I was over there full time, and that's when I was kind of deciding like what I want to do.
You wanted to do, yeah.
And then they called my bluff, and that's why I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I think it all had happened like. That happened. Then I was going back to Delran.
Yeah. So it was
like, I can go full time at Delran.
Yeah, that's what I was
like, do that.
Cause I was like, in summer towns, I don't know if I can make this work because of the distance.
Yeah.
And then we was like, well, I'm probably gonna go to Delran soon. So I was like, all right, I can do that.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
I can make that work. I mean, it was still a hike, as you can see.
Yeah.
Still a hike, but I was like, I knew that was a confidence in me again. Like I knew I could put my books back up. So I was like, all right, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
And then, then you got transitioned over to what we call like fitness manager.
Yeah.
So what was like that transition like becoming a manager for the first time? Because that was your first manager position, just period. Outside of all the turmoil that we know we was going through.
Yeah.
But outside of that, or you can, I mean, that's part of your story too. But like what would you say was the biggest difference from actually being an FM to actually being a trainer?
I gotta say, probably it was scary at first because I had some old head trainers and some younger trainers, and it's getting everybody to respect me too. Because I just walked in the door with you, so everyone's probably thinking one thing like, "Oh, you know, he's just his boy. That's why he promoted him." Yeah. So I was dealing with a little bit of that, and just I think it was just scary because I just had to get everybody's respect first and foremost, and then just figuring out because you got to think I was away from the business probably a year and a half.
Year and a half it was, yeah.
So just trying to remember, okay, like what was working, what didn't work, what's the edge way again, just figuring all that out again. I miss now being a manager and then dealing with all the turmoil he was dealing with. Yeah. So it was just so much. And then my wife was pregnant at home. Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, I got all this on so much pressure and just, you know, and I know you believed in me. So I was like, I can't let Rome down. I was like, I can't make him look bad either. I know he stuck his neck out to make sure that this happened. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was rough at first, but I think having you there, it was nice because it really just showed me like, all right, this is what you need to do every day. This is what you need to do every day. Instead of having like a hard ass essentially, and like, yo, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. Instead of, like somebody that wouldn't show me, and just keep calling me out for things I'm not doing. So it was nice having you because you would show me and then make sure it's getting done, and then that just kind of helped me just flow into it.
I think the part that when you managing that most managers don't want to do is they don't want to. You gotta like understand like, okay, I was a new manager before. And I remember what I went through. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I definitely don't want this person to go through that. And you try to make it seem like, hey, if you just focus on this first, and then the picture will get bigger. Because like, oh, if I focus on that, then that gets there. Mm-hmm. And then now you start being like, oh, we wanted to fix this, but just by focusing on one thing, we can build on it. Yeah. And then you were super smart. I'm like, you're gonna get it quick. So then you're like your palate, you was like able to grasp shit so quick. So you was like, oh, I got that. What's next? Like I got that. You don't gotta keep telling me that. Like what's let's get to the next thing. It's all right. Like I got. You don't gotta keep like So I think so you went on to that, and then obviously like you being an FM now. Like what's like some of your advice to two things? What's some of your advice to like new trainers that's getting into business? Like what do you see a lot of mistakes that they make that they don't want to not make the mistakes? They hard headed. Like what's some advice you got for new trainers?
The biggest thing, and I see all the time, that's when I figure out when I interview a trainer, is figure out if this is a true passion for yourself. Because if it's not a true passion, you're not going to go anywhere with it. Because you got to think, everyone thinks it's an easy job, easy way to make money.
Okay, yeah.
And
so you see that a lot. You see that a lot with new trainers?
You got to grind, you got to work. Like, just think about how hard it is for you when you were training before Edge.
Yeah, oh, yes. You know, it's you don't understand.
They think, oh, Edge gets all this money, all this. It's like, do you understand how much they put in for you? Like, with the leads, the generations, the new members. Yeah. Like, you just hear, you haven't made. The client is around you already.
They are around you. Yeah.
And I see so many people fail because they leave thinking that, oh, this big corporation, this big gym is taking all the money, I'm not getting nothing. And then they leave and they realize like, oh wow, like now I understand how hard it is. Like I got to put out the money for all this. I got to put the money for this just to get one person to come in. I got to pay this bill. Yeah. I'm not making nothing. Yep. I would say, just don't give up on yourself for sure. If it's a true passion, don't give up on yourself. And if it is not a true passion, just you could do it as on the side, but don't make it your all. don't go all in essentially if you don't really love it, because if you don't love it,
yeah. What's some signs that you know this trainer is not really passionate about it?
I would say like downtime is one thing. If I see them not doing anything during downtime, or the first thing they do is complain about, oh, I don't got no clients, or I don't got this. They're not hustling to get the next client. They're not worried about helping somebody, or even if it's just like, oh, this person didn't buy, like, to hell with them, or I'm done with them.
Oh yeah,
it's like you can't do that. Like that person still might come back in the future.
Yeah.
Like I look at it as, if you really love this, and you really want to do it, you're willing to help anybody, whether you getting like bread or not. Like, you really help a little bit. And you're obviously not gonna give them everything to be successful, but you'll help them a little bit, and I can see that in their eyes and in the way they work. Like for instance, I hired a trainer recently, and she's just on the floor. I never can find her. And I'm not even mad, because I know she's on the floor talking to me. She's doing challenges, she's selling supplements, and she already got like 3 new clients. And I'm like, all right, like I'm not even mad at her.
Let's go.
You know, I'm not even worried about it. But I feel like those people that complain when you ask them, like, hey, do a floor walk, or hey, can you make these calls for these people, or hey, like these members used to be training clients in the past, can you call them and see the interest, whatever it may be. If they start complaining, it's like, all right, like this ain't for you then.
This ain't for you then.
You're not even willing to put the work in and get the client, then I don't know what to tell you.
I think I think what I notice, I think it's 2 things. What I notice when someone is not really passionate about it is literally when they leave, they think they're done.
Oh yeah.
Like when they think, okay, once I walk out the doors, I'm no longer your trainer.
Yeah, it's like, nah, don't work like that.
I'm like, yo, sometimes I just be like, yo, when's the last time you spoke to this person? They be like, hey, I don't know. I'm like, wait, when's the last time you seen this person?
Oh, that's another thing. Get me started on that.
Like, yo, wait a minute.
Hit the button.
I'm like, wait, hold on. You haven't seen this person in 3 weeks? And you don't know what's going on? I'm like,
you never like, reach out.
You might. I don't know if they don't really love it. I just don't really think they really know
understand
what it really takes to, like,
it's
really
lifestyle change. It's lifestyle change for you and for the person that you train. And on top of that, you gotta, the people that cancel, you can't just let them go either. You gotta stay on top of them. How many times we get canceled members back, whether it be you can save a membership from that, just whatever it is. But even just simple as that, is like when they leave, just because the money stopped transferring, you can't, like, still check in on their well-being, whatever it may be, just because you never know how that might help you in the future. Their kids, their mom, friends, it can help you a long way. And I think that's another sign immediately. It's like, all right, once the money stopped transferring, you just done with them, and that's it. It's just like, all right, you're not really about it.
And what I always say, I always wait till holiday season come around, and I'm like, I'm gonna see which one of my trainers really give a fuck, because it'll show. Like, members will be bringing them gifts and socks and
you already know
champagne.
The one we got before he's already happening.
I'm like, something's weird about this. Like, then, like, no one ever, like, not to say it gotta happen, but you can really tell you're a couple of trainers where it's like, oh yeah, he's putting the effort, or she's putting the effort, because it's Christmas time and she's getting gifts.
And it's crazy too, because I even watch how the trainers interact with other clients that are from other trainers. If they're interacting with them, like, oh yeah, they love this, they all that's cool. But if they're like to themselves, they only care about who they training, focused on whatever, it's like, all right, like, we either got to sit down and figure out, like, yo, like, it's a community in here with your team, or it's like, what do you only care about you and yours, because that's not what we're about.
It's not what we're about. Yeah. So, and what was like the hardest situation where you may have to, like, separate from a trainer? You ever have to do that before?
So, the one I had to do, but I didn't get a chance to do because I got transferred.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get a chance to do that one. That was probably hard. It's just because you hire somebody, you had that faith in them, and it's like, I think I got stuck with I knew how good they can be, but they didn't understand. And they didn't want it as much as I wanted it for them. And it's hard because it's like, I don't want to let you go either. Kind of your situation, but it's like, you're not doing anything for me.
I can't.
So what have you done for me lately? Business, unfortunately. But I would say once I left there, I really processed that. Even talking to Zoe about it, it was just like, yeah, I get it now. Like, I held on to this person way too long.
You held on too long.
And it even gets harder after that. It's like, it's too late. So I think that was probably it's difficult because you just don't know when is too long.
When is too long. I always say, like, before I let this person go, I want to know, did I try everything?
Yeah.
Did I try everything?
But then, are you giving too much to yourself too? That's another question I always ask
myself. I don't really think it's a right or wrong answer. I just think, like, at some point you got to be like, okay, I know I tried.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact you're fucking with me.
Yeah.
You're fucking. Or if it's like, or sometimes I even go down the line like, yo, you're trying. maybe right now is not working, or maybe we just got to cut you down to part time. Because if you trying, like I'm talking, you dead ass are trying, you making the calls, you doing the assessments, you doing the follow ups, and it's just not connecting. It's like, all right, now let's figure out what your bandwidth is, because it's not full time.
Right.
We can agree to that, right?
Yeah. And then that's the easiest one. And then I remember I had to pip somebody before, and like a week into the pip, I think they understood like how serious I was and how much of a trainer needed to be. And it was like, yeah, what other positions do you have available?
Yeah, what you got?
And that was probably the easiest way. I was like, all right, well, it makes it easy for me. Yeah. I knew it was going to get down to this point if you didn't change. But once they did that, I was like, okay, cool. Like, now I don't got to get rid of you, but now we can figure out where you're strong elsewhere. Yeah. Because they were still a good employee, but it just, that wasn't the right spot for them within the company.
That's a good segue to, like, giving advice to, like, managers now, like leaders. Like, you've been in management a year now, right? A little longer than a year?
Yeah,
closer?
Almost 2 years.
So what advice would you have to, like, managers or leaders, to new managers, right? Like, you work with, at our company, you know, you got two other managers, right? You got you got the person that manages sales, the person that manages the front, and then you got your direct manager, right? So you see other leadership styles, and you may be like, I would never do that, or you might be like, damn, that's kind of dope how they do that. So what's some advice you would give to new managers based off of, like, your experience, people you either worked under, worked next to, work for?
I always say you can't be too friendly, first and foremost. That's one thing I had to learn.
I learned that the hard.
I learned that. I was like, you can't be too friendly. You gotta let them know, like, I'm your manager. We cool.
Yeah.
But there's a line you can't cross. Once you cross that line, it's hard to get your team back.
You can't. Because when I learned, when you do that, it never comes back in your favor. Like, you could be like turning the other cheek, and then as soon as you really gotta, like, either hold them accountable or be the manager, then they flip.
Yep.
It's like, what? For like a whole year, I let you come in 5 minutes late.
Yeah, it's over. It's like, now you get screwed, and it's like, all right, now, and then you turn into somebody you don't want to be to the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I would say is that, and then, like you said, accountability. It makes it hard for the accountability piece once they start seeing you as a friend and they don't see you as that leader or whatever it may be. So I would say don't be careful. Don't cross the line with the friendship.
Yeah.
Accountability, and then the last piece I would say is just make sure you lead from the front. You can't just direct, and just expect them to get it and understand. You got to understand that they might not know what you know, so you got to show them. And then you expect them to follow that after that. But then don't fall into that trap either of doing it for them. So it's like, that's another line you can't cross too. So that's another thing I learned when I first became manager. It was like, all right, I was doing too much for them.
Yep.
And I started getting exhausted. And that's when I started falling out of love with it, because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing everybody's job for them. And then I had to reel it back and really understand, like, okay, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do. So that's like the three things I would say for sure.
I think for sure. The hard part is, like, always knowing, like, man, you know. And I learned something from one of my mentors when he was my district manager when I was at Voorhees. He was like, yo, he's like, I get why people like working for you. I get it. But he was like, at some point, somebody here has to not like you.
Yeah.
It's like, as someone here, he said, if 100, the best advice he gave me, he was like, if 100% of your staff likes you, you're doing a horrible job.
Yeah.
If 100% of your staff dislikes you, you're still doing a horrible job. He's like, that sweet spot is that 70-30. That 70% people are with you and 30% hate your guts. He said, that's like the perfect. 50-50 is still a little, but 70-30, that means you hold people accountable, but you still are, like, true
people. Respectful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the biggest advice that you gave me when I first became a manager was like, not everybody gonna like you.
Yeah.
And once I heard that, it really was like, all right. I was like, all right, you know what? I gotta do what's right for the company. I gotta do what's right for the
Because you know why it's so hard? Because when you're a trainer, everybody loves you.
And everyone's talking about the manager.
So, like,
and it's crazy because, you know, once you step into that role, you gotta separate that. Like, I know they talk about me, but am I doing what's right?
Yeah, because when you it's so, I think the trainer to fitness manager role is the hardest transition to make with that kind of mentality, because in order to be a trainer, you can't be disliked by half of your clients.
No, it's impossible.
Right? So it's like that. Trainer is really the one position where people have to love to see you day after day after day.
Yeah.
So then you go from that to being like, yeah, I have to be okay with, like, half of you guys not liking me. That's like, that's not a, unless someone naturally is like that, like unless their personality, even when they was a trainer, they were like, I don't give a fuck, you're gonna follow what I say, regardless. Like, but you know, majority of trainers, they want to be liked.
Yeah.
Or at least,
or they have the personality to be liked.
Yeah. Or right.
Yeah.
And then it's like they gotta flip the switch. So it took me about a year. It took me about a whole year, about 10 months from when I was in Summerton as an FM to finally get it.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to y'all and Voorhees, I was already kind of got it. I was like, all right.
And you know what's funny, when you got to Voorhees, you already know the issue I was having with one person.
Yeah.
It was funny because the way you handled it was totally different than other people that handled it. So that's why I think I had so much respect for you too, because you didn't just believe everything they said. You was like, all right, let me talk to this dude and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it was like, it just made it easier transition.
Yeah. So, and then let's like, I mean, kind of like transition out of fitness, man, because I know, and then how many kids you have? You got
about to have 3 next month.
Yeah. So when I met you, man, I was like, you know, you told me you already had a daughter at the time, and I think when I met you, I think you were like just 21 at the time. Yeah. So just talk to like any of the dads out there. What was it like being like a young father, like being a, you know, because I didn't have my first kids. I was 28. So, you know, what was it like being like a younger father, starting a new career?
I mean, I would say it was stressful for sure, because you know everything I was going up against at the same time. You know, I was a single father, so just dealing with that, being an African American, and then it's just, don't let the negativity or the pressures weigh you down to the point where it's like, I'm gonna give in. I just give up. Don't do that. You got to stay strong, and you got to let it fuel you, essentially. You gotta let it work inside you and be like, all right, what can I do to make this successful? What can I do to provide? And I had a daughter too, so I'm like, I gotta work even harder. Like, this little girl's looking up to me. So I think
she was 2 at the time, right?
I think
One,
no, 2. I think she was turning 2.
Turning 2. Yeah.
So I had to just remind myself, like, I got somebody looking up to me now. I got somebody at home that I gotta really be responsible for. So I gotta turn up. I gotta become a man. Yeah. Like, I can't
early too. Like, so really at 19, right?
Yeah. Well, at 19,
yeah, because that's when you got the news, probably.
Yeah, and that was rough too, because I was scared to my parents.
How your mom, how your family take it when you told them?
They were upset at first.
They're like, yo, you're so young.
Yeah, it was kind of like, like, we told you not to do this. Like, this is the one thing we told you not to do.
Told you. You did it anyway.
Hey, you did it anyway. But
yeah,
I think they always saw me as an old soul.
Yeah.
So they always knew that I had like, I was responsible. They knew that I could do it, and I had them to support me. I think my family was like the biggest piece that really helped me there, because if I didn't have them, if I tried to do it on my own, I would have crashed and burned. But then having my parents, having my brothers, my sister, having them by my side and just encouraging me and talking to them about what I'm going through, and them believing in me and letting me know, like, hey, you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing. That helped me. And then once I fell into the career I fell into, it was just like, that's why I started grinding. It's working.
Yeah.
I've got a choice. I gotta do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, that's crazy. I remember you told me, I was like, damn, I didn't even, I think I knew, or I think, you know, I'm not sure if I knew, because it was still early. I think it was my first like week or two. And he was like, yo, can we talk right quick? I was like, yeah, man. Then we walked around the club, I was like, oh, I know this story all too well.
Which is crazy.
I was like, trust me, bro.
We connected on that. And then once you told me like everything, I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I started like telling you certain things. I'm like, yo, what would you do in a situation? And I think that helped me too, because now, not only at home, because, you know, your parents, your family going to say, always agree with you.
Always agree.
But having an outside opinion too is nice, because it's like, all right, cool. Like, you know, it's somebody that's saying the same thing as my family that doesn't really know me too well, but they agree, and it's like, okay, now I know I'm really doing it. Yeah. And just staying faithful and keeping God first really kept me humble, kept me strong. Because if I didn't do that, Lord knows where I would be. Who knows where I would be? Yeah, man, it's crazy. And I, finding Billy, and I was terrified to date anyone. I was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna see, so I dated one girl afterwards. Well, I didn't even date her. So we hung out a couple times. It was somebody I went to college with years ago, and bro, she came to my parents' house. We were hanging out, and she saw the baby crib, and she started like, mentally, I could tell, she started like flustering. She was losing it. She left, and then she texted me later. She's like, "Yeah, I just can't do it because you're a kid." All this blah, blah. I was like, "You know I had a kid." But her seeing it, it was like, and then once I saw that and she did that to me, I'm not gonna find nobody. Bro.
Nah, you know what's crazy, brother? I'm pretty sure you noticed it now, because you guys are married now. Is that anytime I'm like, I dated someone and I had a kid, and then the way they will like gravitate to them made me be like, oh yeah, I could see myself with this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I remember I remember you really used to be used to bring your daughter to gym in the morning.
You wouldn't even
and take her in the kids club.
That wasn't her.
Yeah, nah. So
that's mad props to her, respect to her, because even like it was a rough situation I was going through too. Just dealing with a lot, and she didn't let it change her opinion about me.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I love her for that, for that.
Yeah,
the way she handled it.
Yeah, man, you got tell you, man. Like I always say, man, like, bro, man, just stay right there. Just trust me, bro. Going through it, like friends is going through it. I went through it, bro. That's the win right there. That's the win right there.
That's why I tell people all the time, like, before you do anything for anybody, just make sure, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because if it's not worth it, just let it go.
Yeah.
It just because I got a boy who, he got a kid right now, and we were talking, and he's with somebody right now, and he's like, well, I still want to be with this girl. I'm like, bro, like, you gotta think, you got a kid now. If they're willing to take you and your kid, is it worth messing that situation up for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is that gonna be a forever thing, or is that gonna be a 1 week thing?
Yep.
And then you're gonna be crawling back here and trying to salvage what you messed up. So like, always just think about, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing before I make any decision, whether it's a manager, a life, is the outcome gonna be worth it?
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah. And I guess this is just gonna segue to the last question I got for you. So being, I would say a fairly younger married man, right? I think, how are you 20?
24. I turned
24, right? Like, none of my boys is married. 24, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, my dad's married at 22, I believe.
Yeah. So what's some, and I always ask married dudes this, I ask my homies, I ask people, what's some advice that you have to any guys out there who's either not married or married, and what's some advice you have for them for, not to say a successful marriage, because you're always gonna go through stuff, but like, what's some advice you just have for anybody out there that's either married, want to be married, in order to like have the most success in marriage as possible?
The first thing I would say is, when I found my wife, it was when I wasn't looking. So if I tell people all this time, I tell even like friends, like trainers that come to me about relationship advice, I'm just like, yo, just focus on you, and the right person will come. Like, you'll turn your head, and then God will bless you with the right person. As long as you put Him first and you focus on yourself and you get yourself right, then you can handle somebody else. Because if you're not focused on yourself, and then you bring that baggage into a relationship with their baggage, it's gonna blow up a week, 2 months. It might be a year, but it's gonna blow up eventually. So just get yourself right, and then the right person will come. And then the second thing I would say is, like, obviously a marriage isn't gonna be happy all the time. Don't run at the first.
Don't run at the first.
Like, first fight. First thing you think you see something better, like don't run, because I forget where I heard this from, but like, your wife might have 80%, and then that other person might have 20%, but now you're losing 80%.
Yeah.
So you can't leave her because she got 20% I'm looking for.
Yeah,
now you only have 20%, and then now you mad at the other 80%. So you gotta stick with it, and then make sure it's somebody who builds you up too, like that. Where you're weak, they're strong.
Yeah.
And where they're weak, you're strong.
Yeah.
That's like top thing. I know it's like multiple things.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We just celebrated our 3-year anniversary last month.
Yeah, it's been that long.
That's what I said.
Been that long. Because I think it happened when I was still at Voorhees. I think.
Were you? I don't remember.
I don't think I got promoted yet, or maybe I did.
I don't remember now.
Nah,
I think he was still there, bro.
It was because one day I came in, you had the ring on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it was funny because everyone asked me, it was like, what happened?
Yeah.
We didn't post it till that Christmas time, I think.
Yep.
Then we posted it that we got married. And then, because, we did something small, too. So,
yeah, something small, yeah.
We didn't have no family. It was just me,
yeah.
her, just, and
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. All right, man. So before we sign out, man, just, plug any of your social media information, anything like that, right? That you may want to get out to the people, where they can find you, any business that you may have going on.
Yeah. So I got Fit by Steph on Instagram, and then I got my name Mason.Stephon on Instagram too. Those are the main things I use. Where you can find me, ask me questions, work out with me, whatever it may be. Voorhees. And then one thing before we sign out, I gotta ask you a question. I'm gonna put it right here, so I gotta ask you a question.
Here we go.
It's a question that Billy and I had. We were gonna wait a little bit to ask you, because of everything. We figured we ask you now.
Okay.
With Aurora coming at the end of this month, that's our third daughter.
Okay.
In November, would you want to be the godfather?
Hell yeah, I will be. Hell yeah. God damn, what should have thought of? Bought me some gifts today.
I'm sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
I told her today, I was like, let me ask him today. Let me ask him. I said, if he says no, he can crop it out. Nobody
we're going to chop this in. Take care of my baby girl. Of course, man. Of course, man.
November 15th when her due date is. They saw
November.
Early, though, but.
November 15th? Yeah. That's what's up, man. Well, I'm honored. I'm definitely going to do what I can. I got, 2 girls myself, so I know what it's like, man. I'm like, my boy just keep having these girls.
Bro, I'm done with this, bro. I'm going to doctors, bro. I can't risk having a 4th girl. I can't. Everyone keep asking me.
Well, I mean, y'all young. Just give it a little time.
Bro, I'm not done.
Because maybe I turn 30, you want to be like, I'm ready now. One more time.
I'm ready to travel the world, because when she graduated high school, I'm going to be 43.
Oh, that's love.
I'm done.
Yeah. You'll be young, vibrant. Yeah. That's love.
I'll be traveling the world.
That's love, man.
At this lake right here, chilling.
Yeah. Hey, man, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like I always say, please, if you could just like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube page, follow the Instagram page. If there's any more conversations, we're definitely going to have Stephon back on. We'll maybe come on maybe during the middle of the season, see what's going on with the Giants.
Man. I mean, first up, Jackson Thor looking like that guy.
Right?
We love neighbors, but.
Hopefully we'll see what's going on. But other than that, get up, get out, get out. Peace.